You know how I'm always saying, don't put black on your palette, just leave it off, mix your own blacks? Well, in this video, I am going to put black on my palette, and let's see what we can do. I always teach beginners to leave black off of the palette. I suggest that when you're beginning, you mix your own black. You can get great blacks on a limited palette, but once you know what you're doing, once you know how to put a painting together, once you know how to use your darks in a composition, bringing black into your palette. This is an old one, right? You can see this is the very end of my ivory black. You can bring it back onto your palette and use it beautifully. Let's get started. Okay, so here I have my basic palette set up. Here is the black. This is ivory black. And I just want to mix it in with some colors so you can see what happens. Obviously, we're going to do a white. Mix in this color. This is titanium white, which is a cooler white than, say, flake white. And this kind of gives off a a cool gray. Be aware that this is Winsor Newton, no affiliation, and each brand has their own mixes. So if you're using a different brand than I am here, you may have slightly different results. And that's okay. That's the beauty of oil paints, or any paints, in fact, that you get to find what you love. So here I'm just, you see how little I'm using. Let's see, let's see what happens with this. This is a cad yellow and black. So look at that. When I get the colors mixed, we're going to also put them on a canvas with a white background so you can see things better. But this is a beautiful mellow green that's just perfect for landscapes. And so as you can see, it's like you're not using too much. You're not overpowering. There is restraint in the use of black. And it's why I do teach beginners to not use black at all, to mix their own black so that you can rely on black. The other colors that I rely on personally is yellow ochre. I got real hung up on yellow ochre. Okay, red, remembering that red is a very powerful tinting paint color. So we don't need very much at all. So I'm going to try that, see what happens when we mix the black with red. Okay, that value is very dark. So this too much black just made it a deep burgundy. And you'll be able to tell this better when we get it on the white canvas. And I'm just going to go with a primary limited palette. So I'm going with ultramarine blue. This is going to be a very dark obviously. And that makes for quite a lovely black. And if we're going to mix raw umber as well, which is also usually on my limited palette, raw umber or burnt sienna, will also create a very, very deep color. I used very, very little. If I add a little bit more, you can see so this would be the general mix. How about if we try the raw sienna just for fun? I'll do it here underneath the gray pile because, you know, you can see how little I'm going to put in there, and let's see what happens. It's going to come out as another very dull greenish color, a greenish brown. Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, so yeah, the values are not the same because some of the colors are much darker than the others and others much brighter, you know, this one for instance. I could add a little bit more of the black into here to bring down that value and make another darker, beautiful, beautiful green. Okay, we're going to go with that. Now, let's clean up here, and I'm going to add some white to these colors to break them up a little bit. So you can see this is beautiful in the landscape colors, but you know, it depends on how you want to use them. And you know, you don't want to use black in everything because it is a graying down, it will gray down your colors. This is a great olive green mix. On the light side of the olive tree leaves, it's almost the silvery green. So cad yellow with ivory black mix into a beautiful, beautiful greens for olive trees and for this land area, this country, which is basically look at that. So this is I'm getting caught up in the colors here because they're so beautiful. This purpley maroon color, which is, what kind of red is this again? It's not my usual cad red, it's carmine red mixed with black, and I'm assuming the cad red mixed with black would also have quite a beautiful range of color. I really like this. I'm going to be using this in some form or another. Just a little bit mixing. Let's see what we've got here. Ultramarine blue and black just goes for a beautiful blue color. So So much you can do with these colors without, if you're just mixing the black with one of the colors and you're not graying the colors down by using a third color, a third of the primary colors, let's say. Let's get the light part in here. Okay, so this is beautiful. These are beautiful colors. And the thing is, it's just one primary and one in the earth tones with the black. If I mixed an orange and added, you know, a little bit of blue to that, or a little bit of the raw umber and the black, it would really gray it down, which can be useful in certain areas, but not everywhere in your painting. But you can see that these colors, black with just one other color, still holds a vibrancy to it without it being overbearing. And I think it's quite useful. Quite useful. But again, first mix your own blacks, ultramarine blue and a raw umber, ultramarine blue and a burnt sienna, or a red, like a deep red. Quinacridone is what I normally have on my palette, so I'm trying things out here. Quinacridone with a viridian green or a phthalo green, you know, which will mix a very, very beautiful black, which can be used beautifully throughout your paintings, especially while you're learning. And we're doing this so that you can learn to mix your own colors. So just taking a board with gesso on it and laying out the colors, you can see how different the colors look when you have it on a white background. Colors change immensely depending on what is next to them or what the ground is that the colors are laid on. I'll do that in another video. We'll talk about that. But look at all these beautiful colors. Aren't they scrumptious? Absolutely beautiful. I really like them. So as you can see, with just a little bit of black on your palette, you can do so many things. When you're using a limited palette and you add black, you extend the value of your palette extensively. And again, is another lesson to beginner artists, intermediate artists, and advanced artists, that having a limited palette and adding one other color here and there, depending on the purpose of your painting, brings you to a great advantage that almost always works, because when you're working with a limited palette and you're adding in one other color, like let's say black, the color harmony is still there. Everything is working in balance together. The whole scene is connected. And it is a subtle element that really brings your painting to life. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it if you did, in fact, enjoy this video. So remember, be inspired, be creative, be you. Have a great day, everyone.